wonder do I hear?
Erin and Mike bring you into their world. It's not just chickens and the Angus herd. So take off your boots, relax, and go beyond the ranch.
Hi guys, and welcome to 202020 on the ranch. I'm Mike.
I'm Erin.
And this is Beyond the Ranch. Welcome to our very first premiere live stream. On Beyond the Ranch, it would technically be our first live stream of 2020. I did get to do a little live stream from South Carolina, which was fun. I did notice that Big and Rush is here, and he was my cameraman there in Greenville, South Carolina. And there's at some point where you see a big old finger right in front of the camera. So he was holding this very phone, and there's a camera on the front of these phones. Were you aware of that?
Yeah, I'm aware. I know how phones work.
you can put your finger in front of that camera, and what that does is that pretty much limits everybody else from seeing what is going on. So thank you, Dave, for your cameraman expertise there. It was really fun.
You also cannot film an Instagram and Facebook story in the right.
Because, okay, so Instagram, Facebook.
Literally every time, like you did it right.
You have to hold your phone. This is like phone 101, but you have to hold your phone like this.
If you're doing stories.
For Instagram stories or Facebook stories. YouTube stories, don't even get me started on that because that just drives me up a wall. But I always hold my phone like this because I'm always filming for videos, right? So I want that widescreen effect. Erin wants this little piddly like selfie thing.
That's what it is. I'm trying to post.
You need to write a letter to Instagram. Can you write a letter to Instagram? I don't know if you can or not.
I'm trying to post more Instagram, Facebook stories, and occasionally even a YouTube story, so you guys can have more content. But you have to film it in the right
orientation. I painted my phone. You're going to find out all about that on Tuesday.
You also painted your boots and your Our Wyoming Life sweatshirt and a pair of pants.
I painted all kinds of stuff. But that's coming up on Tuesday.
You did take your hat off, though. Did you not take your hat off?
So, I was actually really good. I took my hat off when I painted the ceiling.
And then you put it back on?
And then because then I was done painting the ceiling, so it's not going to drip down on me as much, right?
Rollers. Splatter.
So anyway,
if you watched to the end of the story, William, you saw the last clip was me closing the gate and telling Mike that he left the.
Would you shift gears there all of a sudden?
I'm talking to William here.
You're going we went from third to like fifth there all of a sudden. What are you talking about?
I was answering William. I want to know who forgot to close the gate yesterday.
Oh, that was me. I'll take blame on that.
Yeah, you totally always do that.
I figure that if I leave that gate open, eventually cows will come in, and then you won't be like, hey, take a picture for Instagram for me while you're out there, because you'll see the cows, and then all of a sudden, hey, there's content. Look at that. Amazing. It's the cows.
You've left it
People
open
like seeing the cows
4 or 5 times this
and it's
year.
always always. Actually, you know what? On our webcam that's out here on the house, you can see it on our website.
Matt, text me next time the cows are out.
Yeah, you can watch that. So if somebody, really, we have 126,000 people. We could take shifts, really. I don't even need a gate, right? So we'll just just somebody give me a call when they see the cows getting up close that way, and then we'll kind of go out there and shoosh them back.
Bambi wasn't part of it when Gary and Susan had to come help me when you were gone. Bambi wasn't involved, but she came up to the red gate right after we were all done.
She's like, missed the party.
I'm here.
I missed the party. Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
I tell you to go watch it, but its stories only stay on for 24 hours. So
so you have to be on top of that stuff.
Yesterday's debacle is already gone.
Has anybody watched? I've done a couple of the YouTube stories, and those are goofy because I can't.
They only be 30 seconds.
Yeah, they can only be no, not even that. I think they're 15 seconds or something like that.
They're 30.
They're weird. I'll give them that much. So, I don't know if anybody's ever watched any of that, but yeah, more content. Content. I don't know. There's something to be said there. And yes, I am wearing the new, this is how Blonde Cow pays her rent. This is the rent fund for Blonde Cow. These shirts are available on the website too, but
there's also a shirt on the website for Edible Prairie Project that all the proceeds benefit Edible Prairie Project.
Yep, and we have some plans coming up for them for Edible Prairie Project stuff this spring that I probably shouldn't talk about because Erin will smack me. So
my board has to approve it first. Well, they don't really have to approve it, but I'm going to tell them about it first, and then you can tell the channel.
Okay.
We
fine.
also need to figure out what we're doing.
Well, let's just have a quick meeting. So anyway, thanks everybody for coming and hanging out with us. I hope that you guys had fun hanging out in the green room. The green room is what happens before the live stream. A lot of people in there chit-chatting back and forth. We had a little impromptu survey about next week. Next week, our live stream falls on the Super Bowl, the day of the Super Bowl.
You did a survey already?
Kind of a survey. But
I say no one's going to be here to watch us.
I think these folks would differ. And beg to differ.
We're literally going to watch the Super Bowl.
Well, I don't really care about the Super Bowl.
I know we don't really care, but like
I like the commercials. So if I can just catch the commercials later, that's and you know 9 times out. Okay, here's the problem. I like the commercials, but I'm always let down at the end.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like going out with a really hot girl and then you find out she's dumb as a stump, right? So you're just like, well, that was fun.
When have you ever gone out with a really hot?
I've had dreams, but yeah, so that's what it's like for me. So
my thought is that we should do the live stream earlier in the day, like a lunchtime live stream. I think it's awkward.
Weird.
We're literally going to my mom's.
I can't have a drink at noon.
Yes, you can. At the Super Bowl. My mom always does a little Super Bowl party, nothing big. A few people come over, but I think it's awkward to be like, "Hey, bye.
See you later.
Let's go live stream."
We could do like a live stream on my phone. Like watching the Super Bowl, having a live stream, and here's some nachos that we can't share with you.
That's awkward. I think it's weird.
The whole thing is awkward, really. There's hundreds of people watching us talk right now. That's awkward. Anyway, thanks to all of our folks that did come in and join us in the green room. That was a lot of fun. If you do show up early, sometimes even Erin and I pop in there and say hi, and I was done a little bit earlier setting up.
I was sitting here watching the chat, and everyone's like, "Where's Erin?" Right here.
I told Erin she should have went out of the room, and then when I went live, you could have came just like running in, like panting, and be like, "I'm here, I'm here, I'm here." But that would have been acting, which Erin is not good at acting. So, yeah. So anyway, we got a chance to hang out in the green room a little bit, and this is our first live stream of 2020. Does it feel different?
It was nice to have the break. Thank you guys. And we didn't like take a break, but we.
There was nice days. I think there was like a couple days I didn't do a damn thing. It was kind of nice. Well, I still had to do like the regular ranch stuff, but it's the corral. Sorry about that. Yeah, they call it the corral. My bad. The folks that hang out in there have named it themselves. But
see, noon's a good. See, we could have a Super Bowl pre-party.
A Super Bowl pre-party.
I'll make queso. We'll have drinks. Yeah, I mean, literally, no matter what time, like somebody just said, there's church. People might be at church, but no matter what time we do it, it's not going to work for somebody.
No, and that's like even now we changed. Obviously, we used to always do live streams at 7 o'clock. We changed that to 6 our time. The reason we did that is because kids have school tomorrow, and we were just kind of running into problems with that, and getting kids to bed and stuff like that was somewhat of a pain in the butt. So we bumped it back an hour. We're going to see how this works.
And if you're East Coast time, we weren't done till 10.
Yeah, so. And all those old folks, they got like Big and Rush and Tammy, they got to get to bed soon. So
well, sometimes we'd be like, they weren't here they weren't at the live stream, and then they'd be like, oh, we fell asleep.
Yeah, we fell asleep in our chairs while we were watching. So we decided to roll it back, and hopefully that won't happen as much. So
not to call you guys out, but. That's what happens.
That is what happens. So if you receive the herd report, which is part of Dare We Ask About a Podcast.
It's coming this week.
It's coming.
Wednesday. Expect a podcast Wednesday.
Right.
I'm committing us to it.
Sure. Whatever. If you get the herd report, you have heard some of this already, but I figured we'd kind of share with you guys what we did over our break so we can talk about that. We're also going to check in with the Armchair Rancher and see what he did over our break and see how he's doing. But what was the thing during the break that you think was the most beneficial thing that you did? Deer in the headlights. You talking to me?
I don't know. I mean, it's been so long already. It seems like. No, it was nice just to obviously have time with the kids. Like, they were on Christmas break, and then, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was just nice to not have, like, the daily, like, YouTube, like, to-do list, you know, like
Okay.
there's days of the week where you're filming and stuff, and that's, like, tomorrow, you're filming and editing for Tuesday you're filming, like, you're kind of out of commission and stuff, so it was kind of nice to not have that, and so it was just nice to, like, we did a lot of, like, behind the scenes stuff, and it was nice to, like, not have, like, oh, you're editing, I can't bother you for the next, or I try to minimally bother you for the next, like, 4 to 6 hours.
Right.
So,
Right. It was interesting for me. I mean, we put together a list before we even went on the break, and we didn't get it done. We were a little optimistic in that, but we did get some things done. We're revamping Patreon, so if you're a Patreon supporter, you can actually expect probably an email from me the first part of February, because everything's getting changed around. You're going to get more perks. Different perks, all kinds of cool stuff. Everything from cookbooks and recipes from Erin to little blog entry type. So I got this stupid idea about writing kind of a little bit of a book. So you're going to get that chapter by chapter if you're a Patreon supporter. Yeah, so I think those are a couple of the changes. What else is there? The chance to be part of a monthly live stream that's for Patreon supporters only.
What day are we doing that?
I don't know yet. I haven't figured that out. We also have a chance to get private one-on-one video chats with Erin and I, where you can ask questions. So a lot of cool stuff coming up on Patreon. That was one thing that I really wanted to change up, because we'd had that, kind of set for quite a while, and I figured there was a lot more that we could do. With it. So I think that's going to be a very interesting adventure.
Yeah.
And I messed around with the website quite a bit. I got hunting up on the website. We're doing hunting a little bit differently this year, where we can take applications for people to come and hunt. So I got that set up. We're in the process of working on the Airbnb across the road. That is actually scheduled to hopefully be done by March 1st, and people can start booking time in the Airbnb.
Yeah, we got to buy some more furniture. I need some rugs, some curtains. I mean, we need one more
quite a bit.
set.
So I put it up on Airbnb early, and I was thinking I'm just going to put it up, and then, hopefully people could go and book it ahead of time. And Airbnb yelled at me because it wasn't completely furnished yet. So I can't do anything until it's completely furnished. So that's my plan there.
We need a couple more weeks to get that all finished up.
Yeah. So, I mean, we did get quite a bit done over the break, but some new things coming up for this year. Obviously, we changed our schedule a little bit. They had it on. It was on Airbnb, and then they took it off. Ethan saw it on Airbnb, but it was on there, then they took it off, and then I put it back up, and then they took it off, and finally they yelled at me. So quit trying to put that up.
Finally, they would take it down and say your listing has been removed, but they wouldn't tell you why it had been removed, so you finally got a hold of them and figured out what the problem was. So we finally got that figured out, but that will go live as soon as we have a couple more weeks, and then folks can look at booking that. We also got hooked up with a thing called Harvest Host, which we're going to be doing a video with here at some point. And Harvest Host basically gives you a chance to come and dry camp on the ranch. So I think that's going to be kind of an exciting in your
deal.
RV or your camper, not a
Not a tent. I don't think they do tents, no. But Harvest Host, and you book through them, and well, actually, you don't book through them; you book through us. But they have the information. I'm not really sure how this whole thing works, but it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, it's free.
It's free, so you can come and it's free for you. You do have to buy a membership to Harvest Hosts.
Yeah. And you're supposed to exit through the farm store.
Yeah, exit through the farm store. So maybe it will cost you a little bit, but nothing you wouldn't spend anyway.
Yeah.
So
you can get some steaks and pull your fifth wheel across the road and camp.
Other big news that happened over the break was we sold calves. You guys saw that video.
That was also very nice, like doing that while we were on break. Like we obviously knew what we were doing when we scheduled selling calves. Like we knew we'd still on break.
We weren't planning on selling calves while we were on break. It just kind of came up to we need money.
Yeah, the checking account was
we got to figure this out.
Yeah, so we tried to hold on as long as we could, but making this transition from selling calves in October till January, we knew it would be tough the first year that we do it, and we were hoping to make it a couple more weeks, and we just couldn't do it anymore. And so basically we made no ranch income in 2019 off of cattle. So we had to pull the plug. We had to go. So we went the first sale of the year. And it was really nice. Like, we obviously filmed it. You guys saw the video. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. I think you did a really good job. But it was nice to film, and like, I enjoy like when we live stream that whole process and stuff, but at the same time, like, it was nice to not live stream it, and like, it was just you and me and Kachina loading the cows, and I don't know, it was nice to not live stream it, but still nice to video it and get to share that experience.
Yeah, and really, honestly, like, I was annoyed. After about halfway, sitting in the sales barn for 2 hours, I was getting pretty annoyed at that point.
I even, like, I had to leave.
You had to go pick up beef jerky.
Yeah, I had to get to Sturgis to get our beef jerky, because we sold in, what's the name of the town?
St. Ange.
St. Ange, South Dakota. It's like 15 minutes from Sturgis. They had beef jerky done for us. I had to go pick up beef jerky. We're like, oh, perfect, we're over here. 2 trips, 2 birds, 1 stone. And it was getting close to 5 o'clock, and like, I think about 4:15 or something, I left so I could run to Sturgis and make sure I had plenty of time. And
then they sold like at 4:45 or something like that.
I missed it. I was about loaded, and you started texting me, and I think I was loaded and just pulling out of Sturgis Meats.
Yeah.
So.
Jeff Lake asked, not to poke the bear, but did they put your calves last on purpose? I don't think they did. I think if they did, that would be very unprofessional. But there is that thing, like I said in the video, in the back of your mind, like, I have been very critical of sales barns and how the whole process works, and you telling me how much this is worth and everything else. So.
And you weren't last. We weren't last.
We weren't dead last, but I can tell you, like, I'm watching, so that, during the day, we had a friend of ours that lives down the road here that was selling in the morning, and he said he almost loaded up his cows and took them home. Like, the prices were horrible in the morning.
Yeah, and he was over there really early morning, and he didn't sell until like lunchtime, and I didn't ask him specifically what time he came over, and I guess we don't even know if he's shipped the night before, because you can ship them the night before and hold them.
Right.
And he might have done that and come over. We didn't get a chance to chat about that, but I mean, he said prices were bad in the morning. They kind of got better, and we saw that. Like, there were some good prices that came through. Not great, like not 2015
So yeah, it's
prices.
kind of weird. Like, so there's no buyers there in the morning. They kind of tend to roll in about 10, 11. Then they're there through noon. They have lunch. Then they're in a good mood. The highest prices we saw, which were calves that were going, they were a little bit heavier than ours, but they were going for $1,100 a piece. Those were in between the 1 and 2 o'clock range. Everybody's fat and happy. And then the buyers start filling their quotas, and they start leaving, and then you just watch the prices go down. So by the time we sold, we were under $800 a calf.
And like, watching what went through and stuff, like the calves that went for the highest were the really heavy ones, and that could be due to, like, there wasn't as much grain crop this year because a lot of fields didn't get planted, or farmers had a hard time harvesting, so grain prices are up. And so, if the feedlots can put less grain into them, if they're at 750 pounds compared to a 500-pound calf, like, yeah, that's what they want. So the herds that went for the most money were very uniform, all one color, and heavy, like really heavy. So, and there were some places in South Dakota that had amazing, they had a lot of rain last year and not the hail that we did. So a lot of those people were able just to leave them out on pasture and do minimal feeding and minimal supplementing. We didn't have that luxury, so.
Yeah, and it is very, it's hard for us because we see prices come through, and people were like, "You got $1.77 a pound? That's amazing!" Because we're getting $1.30.
Yeah, I've seen some horrible prices.
Yeah, and it seems like the farther you go back east, the worse it gets. And one of the things that I did see was, people with smaller herds, more hobby type farmers and stuff like that. They're getting $1.30 a pound off of it. But they have to sell it, obviously, and so do we. So we're all in the same boat. But I couldn't imagine if we got $1.30 a pound, I'd be like, we're done. There's no way that we could do that. So we averaged about $1.70 or a little bit less.
Reality is that we need like $2.50 a pound.
Yeah.
And if you look at like what 2015 prices were, that's when the market like hit its high, at least for as long as we've had cattle, and those are the prices that we need.
Exactly.
Like $1,300 to $1,700 per calf, like that's what we need to make things.
Gene said, never go shopping for food at lunchtime. You're hungry, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's why. Who knows? Well, no, they were full. They had lunch, and they came back fat and happy.
I think they put like, and we, like you've talked to the salesman, you obviously asked for permission to film and stuff, but like we don't, we don't know exactly how that particular salesman, like what order they put calves in. And like it might vary from some sales barns might be the order of delivery. We were not the last ones to deliver. Like we saw more people deliver after us. We don't know. So,
it is what it is.
Yeah, we probably won't see those prices again, but the reality is that's what cattle ranchers need in order to make things work. So
yeah, and the big news this week, obviously, was that the Mexican-Canadian trade agreement, what is that thing called?
USMCA.
USMCA did not include the country of origin labeling.
No, so Trump has not signed it. He's going to sign it this week. If you follow RCAF on Facebook, they are asking people to email Trump, and they have specific wording on what people can say if you don't know what to say. So it's really up to Trump. It's not going to happen. It's not going to get included, but I think they say it's tentatively going to get signed on Wednesday. So if you want to check out RCAF, and you can see, I'm sure there's other organizations too.
Yeah, not to get too political, but I mean, there's big money in processing and that kind of stuff, and it's politics. So politics is all about money, and even you look at we were talking about Walmart coming in and taking over taking some of that processing back from the big four. I had somebody send me an email, and they said, here's what Walmart's doing, taking this money back from the big four. And why couldn't cattle ranchers do that? Well, first of all, our pockets aren't as deep as Walmart's, right? So
no, even to open a small, local USDA facility, $1 million.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, JB Weld, thank you very much for the $20 super chat. Is the commodities ticker on CNBC good indicate for your beef prices locally, or is it a different part of the beef check? It's funny, we can watch the price of feed because obviously feedlots are going to be buying feed. So if price of feed is high, obviously the price of calves is going to be down because they don't want to put that money into the calves.
Yeah, so if grain's high, then that means we're going to get less price and you're going to pay more in the grocery store.
Yeah.
So the middleman is again making all the money.
Right.
And farmers are not necessarily farmers are getting paid a little bit more, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's an interesting. Yeah, everything's all tied together, obviously. We even see it here. We don't have, a lot of people are like, well, you need to get corn in bulk, or you need to do this because they see that we have, we're using sack feeds and stuff like that. We just can't get it for any decent price around here.
No,
so we see it even in sales in the farm store that, if we have a year where it's really hard, you're going to end up paying more for a T-bone. Yeah.
So, what exactly does Walmart being in the game do?
So what Walmart is doing is if you stand back and look at it, there's 4 major meat packers in the United States, and I can't remember the name of all of them. There's Cargill, there's JBS, Tyson, and then there's another small one that's basically kind of like a token player. But what they do is they control meat prices, basically. So when they package meat, they're able to tell Walmart, this is what you have to sell it for. Basically, Walmart's getting into the game so that they can set their own prices.
But Walmart's not slaughtering. Walmart is just packaging.
Correct.
So JBS, I think, is the largest slaughtering company and meat packer.
Right.
So if you read more into it, other than just the sensational headlines of Walmart's now a beef packer, they've contracted with certain ranchers, a big one out of Texas that they're buying a lot of beef from, and it's kind of like a pilot program. So some people say this is going to be good for ranchers because you can contract directly with Walmart. Tyson Chicken did that, and those Tyson Chicken farmers 20 years ago would probably say that was not such a good deal, that they partnered with Tyson. But then also the sketchy thing that I think is worrisome is that they are asking for specific genetics, and if Walmart's starting to tell producers what genetics should be produced, then they are controlling from birth to end.
So they're able to tell you that we want you to use these bulls or these registered bulls or this bull semen. They're taking it from the very beginning. So it kind of is like the chicken thing. When they first started buying chickens or buying chicken farms, ranchers.
When they contracted with farmers saying we'll buy all your chickens,
and
we'll provide you your chicks. This is going to be great.
And it started out very liquid, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually it came down to, well, we're not buying any chickens that aren't at least 8 pounds.
Yeah.
And then it was
8.2 pounds, they're 14 weeks and 3 days old, and then
we had a bunch of farmers go, well, now I can't afford to do this because I have all these chickens over here that I'm not going to make any money off because the regulations.
And you have to buy chicks from from our approved suppliers, and you have to feed them this certain amount of thing. That's what's going to happen to the beef industry. And we said that when you did.
I did a video, where I talked about, that what and how this worked for chicken farmers and stuff like that. And there still are some independent chicken farmers and independent pig farmers. But somebody comes in and says, I'm going to buy your land. Basically, right?
They don't even buy your land.
Well, they could.
They just tell you what to do with your land.
But yeah, they're gonna. If you want me to buy your product, you have to listen to me and how I tell you to do it. There are some instances where they're actually buying land and then basically hiring the old owner as a manager, and it's kind of a mess. But it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. Unfortunately, like I said, Walmart has the deeper pockets, so they're the ones that actually are going to be able to buck up against the big four, the meat packers.
Is it a bad thing? Like, it's too early to tell. Like, I
think it's a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, if Walmart keeps the small rancher in mind, which they've contracted with big ranchers, that's okay. But if they keep the front end producer like us in mind, it won't be horrible because they can fight JBS.
But it's not, because it's going to become all about the
it's going to become about
dollar.
We know what Walmart does with money.
Right.
Okay. So
it's just like I actually saw this article, and this was all tied into this, but somebody had found an old article that was talking about how Walmart coming into towns was going to be good for mom and pop businesses.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was just how it was spun in the beginning, but they said, that Walmart will help your local businesses do better, and we all saw how that turned out. So it'll be it's a scary time sometimes to be in this business, but that's why we do things like beef jerky and the farm store
and Airbnb,
right,
and Harvest Host and Ranch Roundup, and a nonprofit, and
like there's not enough to do, but. Here's one from Matt. The first Walmart I was ever in had signs hanging from the ceiling saying where products were made.
The one thing I could think of that Walmart could do is do country of origin, right? And say
if Walmart voluntarily did country of origin, that would make a difference.
Yes.
This is Wyoming, USA beef, right? Maybe that would be good.
Yeah, I mean and that again comes back to like that keeping the first end producer, us, in mind, right? If they're the only chain that demands country of origin labeling because they're proud of U.S. made products like they used to be, then it could be beneficial. Like, I think we'll get a little bubble of that it could be beneficial
to certain people.
They're gonna want to drive down costs.
Did you know that I think I saw this somewhere. Somebody could probably jump on Google and verify this, but I think it's the richest person that lives in Wyoming is a Walmart. They're a Walton or whatever they're called. It's a Walmart. Their last name is not Walmart. Walton. The wealthiest person in Wyoming is a Walton.
Yeah, one of the daughters of Sam Walton
lives here. So. We probably just pissed her off.
I mean, not to be mean to Walmart, but
if you see us drop off the face of the earth, that's what happened.
Dr. Dixon, I mean, you're not wrong. Like, I mean, it is get the cheapest that you can get. So.
Yep, exactly. Thanks, Doc. Jeff Lake there, speaking of Roundup. I haven't seen the heads up, so I can be first to buy tickets. Tickets will actually go on sale. I was going to put them on sale April 1st, but then I figured everybody'd be like, it's a joke, right?
Well, and like I think we have, I'm just checking the date. I think we have a video on the 31st of March.
Do we really? Okay, so they'll go on sale the 31st of March, right? Does that make sense?
No, that's not right.
That's not right.
wait, March. Yeah, March 31st is a Tuesday. We have a video on OWL on Tuesdays and Fridays. That's the new schedule.
Right.
So there will be a reminder in that video that tickets will be on sale.
Yep, and we're in the process of getting that put together. Lots of cool stuff coming up for that.
Got some toilets booked.
The toilets are good. They're good. What else? PA system's done.
We got toilets and some speakers. Don't have any food yet.
Hopefully they're not working in tandem.
Oh, and we have block of hotels booked, and we have our location for our live stream.
Yes, now that will be changing actually. So this is something you could do now if you really wanted to, before you have tickets. But you could book your rooms at Towers West in Gillette, because that's where we have rooms set aside. And
it's the Best Western Towers West.
Yeah, and we're doing the live stream from there. If anybody was at the live stream last year, our live stream was basically kind of in the lobby lobby of a hotel. So people are going by with their roller luggage and all that kind of good stuff. So we're moving venues into the same space where Erin and I had our wedding reception, oddly enough.
Yeah.
And do you think we can get the honeymoon suite again afterwards?
No, we're coming home.
Oh, damn.
We got crap to do, man.
So yeah, we'll be right there in that very same room, and it'll be very cool. We're having the same live stream set up, and bar and food and all that kind of good stuff. So we're kind of stepping it up a little bit, but that should be very cool. So, Jeff, we'll talk to you about your sound system too. And also, Coke is on board. Coke is once again on board. If they were here last year, Justin, our local Coke guy, was manning the booth. He didn't have to, but he did. He's a fan of the channel, so Coke will be back hopefully with more. And we're doing food trucks this year.
Yeah,
instead
of me cooking.
Yeah, that was kind of a pain.
It was a pain. And we are, I want to work with the food trucks so that they'll still use beef from the ranch. So that will be helping.
You're still doing carrot cake.
Yeah, and I'll make carrot cake. Tammy and I.
How does everybody feel about a carrot cake eating contest?
Yeah, do you guys want to do a carrot cake eating contest?
That'll be fun. We could do that. I have Mountain Dew in the shop, by the way, so you're good, Jeff.
Coke was very generous to us last year.
They were very generous.
I don't know why they can't get along. Like, it drives me crazy when you go to a restaurant and you can't just get both. Like,
yeah. Can I have a Coke? Is a Pepsi okay?
No.
Can I stab you in the face with my fork? No. So.
And I prefer Coke, and Mellow Yellow sucks.
I hate it when you go in and you're like, can I get a Mountain Dew? And they're like, would you like Mellow Yellow?
No.
And really, you can't. That's as close as you're going to get, right?
With Coke products?
Right.
Yeah,
so you can get, what's that other, I drink Dr. Pepper all the time.
Mr. Pibb.
Mr. Pibb, who doesn't even have a degree. He's just a Mr., right? I mean, how can they compare Dr. Pepper and Mr. Pibb? Maybe if it was Nurse Pibb, PA Pibb, maybe. But just Mr. Pibb, no, that don't work for me.
And we'll have a cash bar.
Yeah. So anyway, Coke will be there, and
they had Mellow Yellow last year.
See, everybody has their own thing. I mean, it's really it's a personal preference, right?
Yeah.
Is Coke Mellow Yellow?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Dr. Pepper is, in this part of the country, is independent, but practically almost always paired with Coke.
Yeah, exactly. Tyler asked if we would ever purchase bowls from the 44 Farms in Cameron, Texas, who's actually one of the farms that's supplying to Walmart. I guess if I wanted to get in bed with Walmart, it might be a good idea. The other thing that's actually interesting is we had a lot of people talk to us about doing video auctions. When we sold calves. And
a lot of people said, sell a Superior, sell a Superior.
Yeah, and we've talked to Superior, actually. We just don't have enough calves for Superior.
You need to have a full truckload of steers, and you need a full truckload of heifers.
Yeah,
and they need to be pretty consistent in size.
And they tell you a size, too. So they say, hey, when you sell calves, they're going to weigh 600 pounds. So also, they can kind of do the same thing. They have what are called programs, and they're telling you exactly when you're going to feed, when you're going to put out lick, when you're going to put out salt, all that kind of stuff.
What you're vaccinating
with, So it's kind of taking the guesswork out of the, not really guesswork, but taking the rancher out of the ranch, kind of, if you ask me. I mean, and then I just become a hired hand working for Whole Foods,
Yeah,
so that I can sell them my product.
They contract with big grocers like the Whole Foods.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing against Superior. I mean, people sell with them, that's fine.
Yeah, no.
But it just didn't work for us, so. Anyway, if anybody has any questions, feel free to throw them up. We do have the Armchair Rancher coming in to meet us here in a few minutes.
We'll have cash bar again, Matt, from an independent contractor that has a liquor license. we can't do the cash bar.
Making a bar. We have a lemonade stand done. We do need a bar on the ranch, so that, like at Ranch Roundup last year.
We can't serve alcohol.
No, but where the bar was set up, they were kind of like off in the corner of the shop, and
we're gonna
I didn't even know where the bar was. I just had to send people to go get me a drink. But
we're gonna move the bar.
Yeah, we got to put it out more accessible.
Where I wanted
we need to put a drive-through for Matt.
Where I wanted the bar, somebody put Game and Fish.
Oh, that was
so
my
whoever
bad.
did.
That was me. Alrighty, Kyle Wessels wants to know when the first calf is due. That's a damn good question. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to look that
April.
up. I don't know when the first one's due. We should have a pool to see when the first calf is going to be born.
Melissa wants to know if I've started vegetable seeds yet.
Yeah, she
yesterday.
Sure did.
If you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, we'll see
you
that.
You would have seen those.
I started a bunch of stuff for me for Farm Store. lettuce, cabbages, cauliflowers. What else did I start?
Why do you ask me the
Chinese cabbage.
I wasn't there.
A regular cabbage.
Chinese cabbage?
Napa cabbage.
Do you have to eat it with chopsticks?
It's good in stir fry.
Oh, okay.
I started a bunch of different lettuces. Some romaine, some salanova, some bib lettuce.
Now this is well, you want to finish your thought?
Yeah, and then I started. So Edible Prairie Project, the nonprofit, is we're doing. Last year we did veggie baskets, and we did 10 weeks in the summer where you received essentially like a CSA, if you're familiar with that. You receive a weekly produce basket. This year we're doing a spring greens, which will run the month of May. Summer baskets is from mid-July to mid-September, and then we're doing a fall storage basket, which you'll pick up in October, and you'll get like 150 pounds of produce for that fall storage basket.
Oh my gosh!
Like potatoes and onions and edible pumpkins and winter squash and
build your root cellar now.
No, I'm getting rid of it. It's all going.
No, I meant they need to build a root cellar.
Yeah, and so so with Farm Store, whenever it's ready, and I harvest it, right? So with spring greens for Edible Prairie, like I have to time it out so that it's ready in the month of May. So I didn't start stuff for Edible Prairie because I was like, I got time, and then I did the math and I was like, oh shoot, I should have started stuff like a week ago if my math is right, and it largely depends upon weather. So gosh, I hope we have stuff in May. I'm running a big gamble here.
Tyler Stetson asked how the calf with the bum legs doing. She's doing good. She was actually in our last video. She's up and running away from me. But oddly enough, when we take a look at the calving order, as we have it coming up, we should start a pool. We have a 3-way tie for our first calf to be born based on ultrasounds that I did. So trust me, they're probably nowhere close. But the very first one is due April 2nd. And that is number 27, who was the red cow that I thought was number 127. Big misunderstanding, kind of like, like identity theft going on there, really. So, yeah, April 2nd, it's a 3-way tie between 150 White, who's a really old cow. I'd kind of be surprised if she actually carries it to term. She's an old cow that probably should have went when we sold calves or sold empties. But and then the other one in the 3-way tie for the 2nd of April is 184 White, and I don't know her.
Oh, she's a young cow.
She's like Lincoln's calf or something.
Grace's.
Yeah, she's a young one.
When's Bambi due?
When is Bambi due?
Let's take a pool for Bambi.
Yeah, Bambi is, I don't know when.
I dated an old cow once. Good for you, Jeff.
No. Let's see. Bambi is due on...
She's number 98 green.
98. Estimated calving. Oh, not until May 12th.
Oh,
so she was a little late getting to the buffet, getting to the party. She was a little late. She had other things to do, apparently. Maybe there was cake. I don't know. So, yeah.
She's such a brat.
So, a lot of times we'll end up having a calf early. So, I would expect probably we'll have one sometime in March, would be my guess. JB Weld asked, when you reduced the herd size, did you end up selling any bulls? No, we didn't actually. We had the bull that drowned. That's pain in the butt. And then we actually had a bull, and I didn't make a video about this, happened while we were on break. We had a bull that just dropped dead. I don't know what happened. Heart attack. I mean, could have, they're overweight. Their hearts have to be like pumping like, crazy all the time. But yeah, just dropped dead on us. So now we're down to actually 3 bulls, which means we're going to have to buy a bull probably before we start breeding. So that'll be another video about buying a bull.
You can't buy a bull after breeding.
No, before we start breeding. Yeah, exactly. So, how do we do? Should we do a pool? I wonder if we could figure out how to do that online, like have something on the website, like a pool to everybody well, no, we can't do that. Let's say everybody throw in a buck and then you could win, but we can't do that online because that would be really illegal.
That's like gambling.
Yeah, that's like gambling. We go to jail. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out some way to do it. Some sort of prize or something.
Somebody asked if I started kale. Yes, I started kale yesterday.
Asparagus?
I'm putting in some asparagus.
Hey, Cece, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while.
I'm putting in asparagus crowns this year. I want to do like 750 crowns, but I'm going to stagger them over the next 3 years because asparagus is only really good for like 10 years. Like it does have a peak maturity and stuff, and then it might live past 10 years, but production will reduce. So over the next 3 years, I'm going to put in like 750 crowns or so.
Yeah. Jessica asked if we did anything with that bull that died. He died in the middle of the night, so he laid there for quite a while until morning, or he could have died actually like during the early evenings. I did see him out there at one point that night. The next morning, he was dead. So we don't know how long he laid out there. Plus, we're not really sure what killed him. So it's kind of...
I should have composted him.
Yeah, we should have composted him. We didn't. But that's coming up, too. We'll figure that out eventually. But
next cow that dies, I call dibs.
You're disgusting.
I'm going to compost it.
So if anybody needs to get rid of a body, Erin's going to be the...
It's practice.
the top one on that. So.
Educational content here.
Yeah, exactly. We'll make a video about it. How to compost a body. I mean, a cow. Big body.
I really want to compost a cow.
Okay, let's. I kind of forgot about it when the bull died.
I know,
So,
I did too.
Yeah. So yeah, we didn't really know what killed him. You know, it's kind of, you can do an autopsy and all that kind of stuff, but really at that point, it's
dead.
Yeah. So a necropsy. Yeah. So it was.
I really do want to compost a cow, though.
The worst part was that the bull died in the shed over there, so I had to
out.
get him out, which was a giant pain in the butt. But I honestly, like, somebody's gonna say, "Well, why didn't you make a video about it?" And it's like, I don't want to make a video about pulling a dead bull around. Really, it is what it is.
No.
So, how much is that T-shirt that Mike is wearing? This one, I'll sell it to you for $5.
$20.
$20. Well, I thought they wanted the exact one that I was wearing.
Don't sell your DNA. Although when I was packing jerky the other day, I was making a box. Our shipping center's right over here.
It's like literally like right here.
Just making a box, right? So we buy boxes from Uline. Obviously they're flat, and then like we tape them all up, put your jerky in a box or an envelope, and I'm taping. Shoot, my hair is like there was like a strand of hair in the tape. I'm like, someone's getting my hair.
Who did that go to? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
If you have ordered beef jerky, thank you very much. The beef jerky's been going like crazy right now. We don't. So there's a difference. We have a video coming up. We're going to talk about jerky.
Oh, there's so much to tell you about jerky.
It's ridiculous. I've learned so much about jerky in the last 2 months, a year, whatever. It's all a big blur.
Miss Sunny asked, will you wash it first? And I was like, the bowl that I'm composting? Do I have to wash it? For the shirt.
Oh,
Sure.
See, I was lost there for a second too. Oh my gosh, this is hard. So anyway, there's muscle jerky, which is like regular, what you think of as beef jerky, right?
Well, not necessarily, because it depends what kind of beef jerky you eat.
I had somebody yell at me because I sent them the wrong type of beef jerky.
If you eat Slim Jims, that's not muscle jerky.
I don't think anybody thinks Slim Jims is beef jerky. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, so there's two different types of jerky. Muscle jerky, which is slices of meat, whole meat slices that's been dried and flavored.
Right.
So it comes from certain parts of the cow. It comes from your top and bottom round, top round, and occasionally rump. You need big muscles that are lean.
Okay.
You don't want ribbons of fat running through your muscle jerky because that would just not be pleasant. And then I think Slim Jims are real meat, just, poor quality meat. And then
we have what's called ground jerky.
It's called chopped and formed, or beef sticks, snack sticks. It's kind of like, it's like what a Slim Jim is.
No, it's not. Don't quit comparing it to those. Those are gross.
But that's the texture. It's not the texture.
No, it's not the texture either. It doesn't have that snap to it. It's like...
Yeah, well, it doesn't have a casing on it. Slim Jims have a casing. These don't have a casing on it. So it's ground. It's basically all the grind off of an animal, and then it's pressed and formed. So it's laid out in a sheet. It's dried, and then or some point along the way it's cut.
Yeah.
Hey.
So I'm hungry.
You take that out of the inventory, man.
So these are beef sticks. So if you're ordering beef jerky right now, this is what you're getting is the beef sticks.
Yeah.
I can't open this. Maybe I can.
I should have beef jerky done in the next 2 weeks. We should have a load of beef jerky, the muscle jerky, that will come back up on the website.
And we also have now 6 flavors of beef jerky.
Yeah, we do have
it's
6
amazing.
flavors. So this is a beef stick.
This is a beef stick.
So it's a softer it's still dried meat, so it's still jerky, but it's a different texture than the muscle jerky is more, you can obviously tell that it's like a muscle. This is a little easier to chew, don't you think, than the beef jerky? I'm
just going to sit over here and eat.
Okay. And we are tweaking the flavor still a little tiny bit. I wanted a little bit more barbecue flavor added. The sweet and spicy, the spicy was perfect, but I wanted more sweet.
I'm choking.
Are you joking? No. So flavors are original teriyaki and peppered, and then our new flavors that we just added with this is barbecue, sweet and spicy, and Cajun.
Right. Right. And if you have ordered beef jerky, you can go to the website and actually review the jerky. You can actually put up a review, what you think of it. The stuff, like the barbecue is like, it's not really it needs more barbecue.
And that's what they're working on. So we did, you guys have been great about buying the sampler packs. Are super popular where you get like 3 different flavors or 6 different flavors. And so we did just small batches of the new flavors so that we could test flavors and I could critique them.
Exactly.
But they have to do like batches. Like they can't just make me one package and then I run to Sturgis and I go, oh, this needs a little bit more, whatever. So I think
for the record, I like Slim Jims. I just don't think that they're real.
they're real.
They're not. Well, I mean, I know they're real, like physically real. I know I'm not imagining Slim Jims, but like they're not. How do you put it? They're more.
I mean, it's like McDonald's beef. Like what?
Yeah,
are you
exactly.
Really...
They're like chicken nuggets or chicken.
Yeah, like what are you really eating?
Yeah, kind of, basically.
Yeah, and chicken nuggets, like McDonald's chicken nuggets, they're all the same shape. Like that's the same thing. It's a pressed and formed meat product.
Right, exactly. All right, so if you have ordered beef jerky, do me a favor, go and leave a comment or a review or whatever. Tell me you like it, tell me you don't like it, and then that way we can actually do it. And if there are flavors of beef jerky, like let's say you're living at a gas station and you eat a lot of food from a gas station and you eat a lot of beef jerky, and there's some flavor that you think is really good, like orange mango or pina colada. I don't know, grape flavored.
Roger's going to be like, what do you want?
You can always send us an email, and you can do that at mail@Our Wyoming Life, and give us suggestions, because it's all very, very liquid, as Erin's massaging the idea still, so, right?
When you guys keep buying us out of certain sizes, and so it's trying to get like the right inventory and trying to figure out what you guys want so that we can try and keep that in stock.
Exactly. So okay, perfect analogy. Slim Jims are the hot dog of the beef jerky world.
But so like Sturgis Meats right now cannot do a shelf stable like round stick. They can only do round sticks that have to be in the refrigerator because they don't have the equipment and the process to get the water content down low enough to be
but we do
shelf
have those
stable.
in the farm
but they promised me at some point they're going to do that. Would you guys buy real Slim Jims?
Can't say that. Registered trademark.
Round, shelf-stable, non-refrigerated sticks.
From Our Wyoming Life. Kosher Slim Jims? Maybe. We can get them blessed. Maybe. I can figure that out. So anyway, we're going to come back here in a few minutes, and we're going to talk about what we have coming up. We're going to talk about getting a chance to meet some of you guys in North Carolina, where I was last week. But first, we have to check in.
We're already 6:47.
Hey, cut me some slack here. First, we're going to check in with the Armchair Rancher and see what he's been up to. You ready for this?
Yeah, that poor kid.
Wrenching from his keyboard, he doesn't even have to move. He's the armchair rancher, and he already knows more than you.
Hey gang, it's me, the Armchair Rancher, coming at you once again from in front of keyboard and... Oh, wait a minute. I'm not in front of a keyboard and I'm not in front of a monitor. What can that mean? It means that I am on my way to the ranch. I have been there before. I've been there once before. I was there for Ranch Roundup. Do you remember?
Alright, now, what we need here is spot on. If you're spot on, these cows are going to feed themselves. What the heck is that? That ain't, well, okay. Come here. Cap. Come here, Kathy. Here, Cal. Come on, Cal. Come on. You have to go in there. Haven't you ever seen Jurassic Park? Come here, Cal. Here we go. I'll lose my cell phone. Slowly walk. You guys want some? Nope. It's all
It was so awesome. The only problem was my mom drove me, and I don't know how I got there. I slept like half the way, and I was playing on my Nintendo. So I don't know how to get there, but I am on my way. With my faithful steed, Feathernuts, we are on our way to the ranch. Now, it's been a long, slow road, because like I said, I don't know where it's at. So I'm trying to find my way there. So, first stop was Wyoming. Turns out, there's a Wyoming in Pennsylvania. Not my fault. I should have clarified to my Uber driver. Okay, so after that, I got it narrowed down. I said, I know that they live somewhere near Gillette. So, that's where I went. Okay. Obviously, finding the ranch is a little harder than I thought. But that's okay. I'm gonna get there. And I'm on my way, because I'm the Armchair Rancher.
The Armchair Rancher, and he already knows more than you.
There we go. Hey, how are you? I pushed the wrong button. You see, Erin has a liquid beverage over here in front of my screen, and I have to be able to see the screen to know what I'm doing. Pushing the wrong button.
What button were you supposed to pick?
I don't know. I'm not even really sure. Anyway, yeah, the Armchair Rancher is on his way. I don't know how long it's going to take him to get here, but...
well, gosh, it's already been it was before Christmas when he left.
So it's been like a month. Just wander in the countryside.
He's
maybe.
Lost.
Who knows? Who knows where he's at or what he's doing, but it'll be fun to follow him as he tries to get here. Mm-hmm. If he hops on a boat, he's in trouble. Could happen. Could happen. Speaking of traveling, I did get a chance to go last week. We headed off to, well, I went to North Carolina and got a chance to visit Virginia as well as South Carolina. I was actually going out to hang out with some friends of ours at Michelin and learn all about the process of making tweels, which are a weird tire that we're going to have here on the ranch here before too long. We'll be able to show you how that went and how tweels, hopefully, I'm not even sure yet if they'll be able to help us on the ranch. So we had a chance to do that. We also had a chance to go to Winston-Salem and hang out with some subscribers there. We had about 30 or 40 people. Yeah, so we had a chance to hang out there. We also had another chance. This is another picture of the room. See, I can't.
And to hydrate.
There we go. Okay, so now that Erin moved her drink, now I can push the right button. This was back room at Max Burger, where we got a chance.
No sound.
There is sound now.
Okay.
Where we got a chance to hang out. That's why I needed you to move your drink so I could know which button to push. So that we got to hang out in the back room of Max Burger and hang out with some really cool people. So it was a lot of fun, and I did enjoy that. So that was cool. Our next stop for a chance to hang out with us is going to be in Rifle, Colorado. We are going to be down there. Crap, I forgot the dates. This Saturday. Yeah. This coming Saturday.
Yeah,
right.
Saturday.
We're going to be down there Saturday for the Garfield County Ag Expo.
We're both going to be there.
We're both going to be there. So if you live in that area, you can stop by. Matt has a link that he's going to throw up. I think tickets are like $15 a pop, but you get to come in.
10 or 15.
10 or 15. You get to hang out at the expo for the day, and there's different speakers. Erin is going to be doing a class about high tunnel growing.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
And I'm going to be doing something. I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but we'll figure that out.
We're supposed to do a keynote together.
We're doing a keynote speech together. What are we going to talk about?
I don't know.
What could we talk about? Let's see.
I don't know. I thought you worked this out already.
I don't know. This is the thing. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out as we go. I'm also working on. I don't know if this is going to happen or not.
Thanks,
but
Matt.
The World Ag Expo is going on in California this month as well.
You might be there.
And I'm going to try to get out there, depending on how things line up, if I can get out there. That is in Tulane, California. I think it's Tulane. I think that's what it's called.
Once that gets confirmed, we'll let you guys know.
Yeah, we'll let you know about that. So yeah, we are getting out and moving and grooving.
Don't spam the chat, man.
Look at Matt go. Tulare. There we go. Thanks, Dan. So yeah, it's going to be California, but I get to come home. So some people are stuck there. But if you would like to see us in your area, talk to your local extension office, talk to whoever you need to talk to, because we are doing some traveling and getting a chance to hang out with some folks and before things heat up here on the ranch once again, which will happen.
Yeah, I mean, there's
with calving and all that kind of stuff.
certain times of the year that the calendar says no, you cannot leave.
Definitely. I had to do an interesting experiment, which was a travel calendar, and I had to actually show when I was available to go places and stuff like that. It's a lot less than you would think. Really, once I started putting everything in, and you got hang, and you got calving, and you've got feeding, and who will pronounce the E on Tulare. There we go. See, I learned something.
Okay.
So that's where we're hopefully going to be. Come to New York City. That would be. I would love to go to New York City.
Yeah, I mean, if you find a way to get us there, we're welcome to come. I mean, we would enjoy. I mean, there's a speaking page on the website. I mean, that's...
Well, that's how the thing came up for the World Ag Expo, is I got an email that said, hey, are you going to be there? Yeah. And I was like, well, no, because I can't afford to go there by myself. So unless you want to bring me there. And then they were like, well, maybe we do want to bring you there. So some cool stuff. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah.
Tulare, California.
Thank you, Dr. Dixon.
Thank you, Dr. Dixon, for a $50 super chat. Thank you very much, man. You are the best. All right. Big Ag Center there, which makes sense.
Thanks, Matt.
If anybody wants the link, I can repost it. We only posted it 3 times.
It is a ticketed event for the Ag Expo, so you will... I don't know if... I think you can buy tickets at the door.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Just go ahead and pick them up beforehand if you're going to come hang out in Rifle, Colorado.
Yeah, and we'd love to meet you guys and hang out, because I think that would be... I get the biggest kick, and I know that Erin, there are people that are my handlers, Dave and Tammy, who are like, move on, because I'll talk to somebody for an hour, and then they're like, hey, there's other people out here. It's horrible. I'm a bad, a yap. So, but I love getting the chance to hang out with people. And one of the interesting things is that people in our life end up hanging out with people as well, and they get surprised by it. People that have made appearances on the channel, such as this young man that you may recognize. This is Gary. Everybody needs a Gary. He has like a wild look in his eye there. So he is down in Colorado right now, and I got this text message from the day, and he said, look who I ran into. And this fellow that's with him here, I got to look up his name really quick because it's in the text message and I forgot it already. My brain works like that.
Well, you got about a 2-second attention span.
So this is Ronald, I'm going to screw up this name too, Fithian, from Livermore, Colorado, and he ran into Gary at this Blasters conference that's going on down somewhere in Colorado. I don't know where Gary's at.
I don't know either.
But they ran into each other, and the hat brings people together, I guess. It's always odd when you see people in public and they're wearing an Our Wyoming Life shirt or Our Wyoming Life hat. It's very humbling, actually.
Spotted him in the wild.
Yeah, it's like. It's crazy. Dan was born in Livermore. Is it Livermore? Did I screw that up too?
Gary is doing really good.
Yeah, Livermore. I have a crack in my screen, by the way, so that's probably if I mispronounced that. So Gary's doing great. He's obviously recovered from his heart attack as much as you do from a heart attack, and he's still going to therapy and all that kind of good stuff. And he's traveling all over the place. Gary is like Carmen Sandiego.
He does get around.
He does. He moves from place to place very quickly. He's our biggest proponent. If we put him out there as like a show goat, put our shirt on him and just have him walk around.
Dates are not confirmed yet for the World Ag Expo.
Yeah, I think it's February 11th through the 13th. I don't know if or when I'm going to be there. We're still trying to work that out. So
yeah, you might not even be there, and you told them.
I'm excited.
What if you don't go?
Then I'll say I'm sorry I didn't see you there. You should still go. I mean, it's the World Ag Expo, man. I would like to go to that.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that I was like, oh, I'd go do that.
Well, yeah, they had like tours and stuff going on all the time. Like you go visit a vineyard, or you go to a farm or a ranch, and like they had all kinds of kind of cool stuff going on.
I'll stay here and feed the cows.
Somebody has to feed the cows.
Run the farm store.
Somebody has to keep them out of the yard too.
Run the farm store.
Close the gates.
Yeah, I'll close the dang gate. Oh, why can't you just close it when you're done?
I told you, it's content. It's content
That's not a good
creation.
enough answer.
The more gates I leave open, the more chances are there's going to be a picture to put on Instagram, right?
Can't you just close the gate?
I don't know why. I do close that gate quite often. Sometimes I do, though. So this is the red gate that you can see on the webcam right down here by the corner. Like if I know I'm going back out, a lot of times I'll just leave it open.
But you have to be going out with the gate, the tractor, because if the gate or you just go over the pipe gate.
Why do you have to like ruin my
I don't
logic?
know, why can't you just close?
Why do you have to point out my flaws all the time?
I don't know why you can't just close the gate. So I don't have to chase cows around.
It's always fun to get that phone call where you're like, cows are out.
My mom texts me, cows are out.
Apparently she looks out the window more than you do.
I know.
Of course, I was out. I was in the shop at the time. So I actually, Erin called me and she said the cows are out. And I opened up the garage door and there's like 30 cows down there. I was like, I'm going to close the garage door before all the cows come in.
And then
then I come.
There's poop everywhere.
That's what happens with cows. Yeah, I do need to get out eventually and start.
You need to
raking.
drag, man. It's poopy.
Yeah.
It's not your fault, Matt. Mike knows the gate is there.
It's Matt's fault. God, why did I think of that? Matt's fault. We'll blame it on him. So anyway, that pretty much wraps things up for today. We're done an hour early, which is awesome. Thank you very much for all the super chats tonight. You guys are the best community that I've ever seen on YouTube. I do, you
literally don't watch YouTube.
But I talk to a lot of people that watch YouTube. Trust me, and I don't have time to watch YouTube. That's my problem.
Whatever.
But I actually got a really nice email. I wish I would have printed it out from a guy that said he watches a lot of farming and ranching channels, but he likes our channel because it is, because we connect to our audience.
Yeah,
so that is my whole goal.
I think we have the best audience too. Mail call is a disaster, so no.
Yeah, we planned on putting mail call together. That didn't happen.
We tried to get our lives in order while we were on break, and I would say in some areas we succeeded, and others, no.
What we need is we need like an organizational assistant. That's what we need. Somebody who has some organizational skills.
Yeah, but we started a schedule, and you've fallen off the wagon already.
Did I? I think I am on schedule. I am here tonight, right? This is on schedule. I'm here. Yeah. I made it. I'm on time.
Live streams will be at 6 o'clock Mountain from now on, except for next week. We don't know what we're doing because of the Super Bowl.
Everybody wants to have it on schedule.
I think that's so weird. And I think no one's going to be here.
I think we'll be spread. And if nobody's here, it just gives us a chance to hang out together for an hour.
I see you all the time.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Kyle, what is the plan? Kyle asks the question. He puts it out there. Bam, just like that. What is the plan for next Sunday night? People need to have a plan. Erin, put a plan in place. Do it.
I agree with Erin.
All right.
We can't do it on Saturday. We'll be in Colorado.
Yeah, we'll be in Colorado on Saturday.
We'll figure out our lives, at least through next Sunday. We will let you guys know.
You sure you don't want to just tell them?
It'll be in the herd report or it'll be on the community tab. I think we should do it at noon.
Noon on
next
Sunday?
Yeah, pre-game.
Is everybody okay with noon on Sunday? We do a pre-game live stream where I will break down the teams and tell you who Bambi picks to win the Super Bowl.
I know nobody cares.
Think I can get eye black on Bambi?
She's literally black.
Okay, fine. Think I can get eye black? Again, pointing out logic of your thinking not working. Eye black on blonde cow. No.
It would be noon Mountain, so it'd be 2 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah.
Matt
noon
will
works.
be sleeping. Matt, can you adjust your nap schedule so you can come moderate? The thing is that our children will not be here during the Super Bowl because they will be at my mom's, and she has to have them while we're gone anyhow. So I just feel bad being like, bye.
How do people that have TV shows or whatever they have, right? And then they also have kids.
Well, they have nannies because they're wealthy.
Oh yeah. We don't have a nanny.
We're in agriculture. We're poor.
We have 4 cats. We hire a cat to watch the kids. I get one of those.
We don't really care about the Super Bowl either. It's like the one sporting event that we watch a year.
I watch it I don't even watch the sporting. I watch the commercials. I get up and go get something to eat.
We eat some wings and some queso.
Never been a big football fan. In fact, I was hanging out with somebody today, and they said, "Who do you got picked in the Super Bowl?" And I literally had to go, "Who was in the Super Bowl?" Kansas City Chiefs and the 49ers.
Neato.
Yeah. At least it's not the Patriots.
I
Give
did
them
see
that
that
much.
they got beat.
Yeah, not the Patriots.
Poor
so.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch that Erin Hernandez show on Netflix? You should watch that. You were like, what are you watching? And then you binge watched all 3 of them in a row.
The thing that annoyed me is it's
You
like it's
stayed
broken
up.
up into 3 parts, and we finished the first one, and I thought that was it, and I was like, what the? It's over?
I was like, there's
that's
more.
the dumbest thing I've ever seen. So yeah. Anyway.
You thought it was so dumb, and then you stayed up, and I was like, I'm going to bed. I had to watch the rest of it the next day.
We told you you'd get behind the scenes. That's what you do here on Beyond the Ranch. The whole channel is about being behind Our Wyoming Life and what takes place behind what we do every single day on the channel. You can catch our podcast, which will be coming out on Wednesday. That is another chance that Erin and I sit down and bicker at each other back and forth. And then, of course, our live streams will be taking place on Sunday nights at 6 p.m., except for next week, which will happen somewhere around noon-ish. I don't know.
Turn on notifications.
Turn on notifications. Hit the little bell button. I was actually looking at the thing on YouTube, and it tells us how many people have notifications turned on, right? And we have 127,000 subscribers, and I think only 19,000 of them had notifications actually turned
turn
on.
Notifications for channels, though, so I understand. Commit.
Whose team are you on here?
Turn on the
I think
notifications.
she's a Patriots fan.
Squirrel is what Dave and Tammy call a side tangent in a conversation.
Oh, yeah.
When you squirrel.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look, a squirrel.
Oh, look, a nut. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, thank you very much for hanging out with us this evening. If you like this channel, be sure to subscribe, do all that good stuff. And we will be back with the podcast this week, right?
Yeah, we're committed
And
now.
then we'll see you on Sunday. And if you have any questions, any comments, feel free to email us at mail@ourwyominglife.com.
Only if they're nice, though.
Only if they're nice. You can also check out the website, ourwyominglife.com as well. And I guess I should address the Kobe Bryant thing. Kobe was Kobe entered the NBA in 1998. I was 2 years out of, did he enter in 98 or 96? Can't remember when he was drafted. But I was out of high school at that point. I was a huge Kobe Bryant fan. After Michael Jordan left the league, then I became a Kobe Bryant fan, even though he was a Laker, and I wasn't really a huge fan of the Lakers. But what happened today is horrible waste of talent and his family, and it's
And
just
his daughter,
horrible situation. So we do feel bad about that. JB Weld, you really didn't have to give us a $5 super chat to say that.
Should we pass that on to JB Weld's family?
I know, right? JB Weld's family?
Not JB Weld's. Kobe Bryant's family.
Yeah.
It's
horrible tragedy, and of course our thoughts and prayers are with that family as well. But just a bad place to be. Don't get in helicopters. I tell you what, I hear more
the one
bad
time
things.
I was in a helicopter, the door came open.
Erin was in a helicopter and the door
You
came
were
open.
in the helicopter with me.
My door didn't come open. Her door came
It
open.
wasn't my door, it was the other door.
Still, scare the crap out of you. Helicopter's
was-
bad. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. You guys have
Dave's
kind
making
of
fun of
ranching
me.
after dark channel. How much after dark do you want, Henry? I had an interview that I did, and they asked me, do you ever take off your hat? And I said, I said, yeah, of course I take off my
It's
hat.
part of the.
I said, I
it's
take
part
off.
of the stick here.
And I really wanted to say, no, I sleep with my hat on. I shower with my hat on. Yeah, ranching after dark. Do everything with my hat on, including ranching after dark. Thank you, guys. You guys have a great evening. We will see you once again on Tuesday on Our Wyoming Life. We have a new video coming out, which will explain why I have paint on my phone. Right there.
It's an exciting project.
Exciting project, especially
It's
for her.
exciting for me.
Beyond the Ranch True Confessions. Yeah, just something on HBO eventually. So, thanks, guys. Have a great night. We'll see you again next time right here on Beyond the Ranch. Hey, your drink's out of the way. I know which button to hit.
Thanks. Cool.
Button hit.